Welcome back to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm John White. With me today is Jan Bryden, and as you remember from last segment, Jan helped us introduce a new segment called Let's Get Growing, and today is our second installment, and we're going to visit with Jan as far as what she did between those times. So Jan, what have you gotten done around the landscape here?
Well, John, it's blustery today, but we did have some nice weather this last month for working out in the yard.
Some beautiful weather.
So we started out, we worked in the vegetable garden. We had a lot of heavy clay and Bermuda grass, and we brought in a tractor with a tiller on the back to kind of churn that up a little bit.
Okay.
Then we went in later with a hand tiller and ground it up some more and added some manure. So I think we're getting close to being ready to plant there.
Okay, very good. How about the orchard?
Well, as you remember, we had some bacterial infections in the fruit trees.
Right.
So I sprayed those with a copper fungicide and also dormant oil spray. So I'm hoping that took care of that problem. And we also made the water wells bigger.
Okay. And we had some pampas grass, I think, out front that was kind of overgrown in some areas. And
Right. We cut that down and cleared all the dead leaves away.
Okay.
And then I also pruned the rose bushes.
Okay. So we've kind of got most everything done. We had a lawn turf area that we're going to get after next month, but we're going to let that fescue come up, and then we'll work on that. So sounds like you've been busy.
Yep, it's been a busy month.
Okay. Well, some of the things we want to do today is look at the fruit trees. They do need a little bit of pruning. We see a few of them that have come out and bloom, so we do want to get those pruned, and they're kind of in various stages and some different trees, so we'll do a little bit of pruning on those and look at maybe getting some seed into the ground in the garden. And we'll take a look at some of the roses and see how the pruning job was on those and kind of point out some things as far as the roses.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
let's go to the orchard and we'll start there.
Okay.
Dan, it looks like you got the wells big enough on these.
Well, that's good. John, when I planted these, I pruned them back according to the instructions that came with them, but I haven't done anything since then. And I was wondering if maybe you could show me the difference in how to prune. This is a peach tree and that's an apple tree, and I know there should be some differences in what I should be doing.
Okay. Well, the first thing we want to do is try and develop an open center on this, so we want to take the dead wood out first. So we're going to clip what might be dead wood here. I'm going to take this whole piece out because we're trying to open the center up on it here. So we'll take as much of the dead wood out and force a little growth out to the sides here. We'll kind of clip it back.
Now, when you clip that, are you looking for a particular bud to cut?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to an outside bud. So we'll kind of do that to that tree, and then let's go over to the apple here.
Well, this is an apple tree, and it's got some pretty good size on it right now.
Okay. The apple here, just looking at it, you can kind of see the tree is a little bit heavy to this one side. We got a much heavier branch to this side, so there's, as far as anything having dominance, it's probably off to this side. So we'd like to try and open the tree a little bit up, but we want a modified leader, so we're going to try and use a branch somewhere maybe over on this side that's going to have some size to it. So we'll start clearing some of this out to open up a little bit. Take this one out. We have several branches here again. We're going to try and keep the tree within some kind of growth pattern so that we can keep it at a modified growth habit. We have a lot of branches here. We don't want to take too much branches off of a apple because this tissue, the sun here, especially in the southern part of the state, can blister this exposed tissue, so we want to be real careful with that. So we'll finish up some of the cutting on this, but kind of get it balanced out and not open the center up on it, but try and get all these branches growing at an equal growth rate.
Okay.
Okay, let's go take a look at another part of the yard here.
John, this weekend we dug in about 4 inches of manure in this section of the garden, trying to get it ready to plant some cold weather crops. I guess what I need to do now is to finish leveling it so that I have a nice seed bed.
Right, there are some areas you got some high and low spots, and one good way to level that out is everybody has an extension ladder. You can just take the ladder and tie a cord on both ends and just simply drag it across. And as it's pulling across, it'll catch the high areas and drag some of the soil into the low areas. And then if you just keep doing it back and forth across the garden there, you'll pretty soon have it all leveled out, and then it'll be ready to form seed beds and plant. So
Great. And what else do I need to think about doing during the next month?
okay, in the next month we do want to get some of the crops planted in the garden, so it's going to be finishing the garden off and getting some seed rows, and getting your irrigation lined out, how you're going to water the garden. Some of the lawn area with the fescue, it should start to be green enough and showing a little bit more growth on it, so we want to get it sprayed with Roundup, get it killed out so that we can get the Bermuda growing on and take over the yard. The fruit trees, we probably want to put a dormant spray on since we've done some pruning on it, just to go ahead and give it a good spraying. And so that's kind of the main things we want to get done this coming month.